Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Students, in this lesson, I would like to share some information about the marriage in Islam. Let's see what are the teaching of Allah and His Prophet on this regard. Marriage is the sacred bond between two individuals, that bridegroom and the bride. So what does Allah say about this? And marry those among you who are single. So it is, students, it is apparent Allah insists the ones who are not married, ones who are single. Chapter number 24, verse number 32. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, O young men, whoever among you can afford it, let him get married. For it is more effective in lowering the gas and guarding one's chastity. And whoever cannot afford it should fast, for it will be a shield for him. Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim. My dear students, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam lays two conditions in this hadith. One is, it is a strong sunnah to whom it is who is affordable, and who is not afford should observe fasting. Now let's see what are the purposes of marriage. The first purpose is creating a righteous progeny. It means creating a righteous generation. Second purpose is creating physical and mental peace. When Allah speak about this in the Quran, for the relationship of the husband and wife, it is referred in Arabic as sakan. The word sakan refers to the tranquility and comfort. So the person, whenever he comes to the bond, the marriage, he feels comfortable in his life. The third purpose of the marriage is creating a sound social structure. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, marriage develops sense of responsibility on both husband and wife. Every one of you is a shepherd and is responsible for his flock. The leader of the people is the guardian and is responsible for his subject. A man is the guardian of his family and he is responsible for them. A woman is the guardian of her husband's home and his children, and she is responsible for them. The servant of a man is a guardian of the property of his master, and he is responsible for it. Surely every one of you is a shepherd and is responsible for his flock. So this hadith is reported in the book Bukhari and Muslim. Now let's see what are the conditions of nikah. The first condition is bride and the bridegroom. The second, ijab, offering, and the kabul, acceptance. Third, wali of bride. Fourth is the mahar, the gift given by the groom to the bride. The last is two witnesses. What are the conditions for a groom? The first condition is being a Muslim. Second is should not have 4 wives simultaneously. Third, being an ajnab to the bride. Last, not in a state of ihram. What are the conditions for a bride? Should be a Muslim. Should not be a wife of another person. Not in the state of iddah. Should not be in the state of ihram. Now let's see what are the conditions for a wali. The first condition is the wali should be a Muslim. Next, he must be a male. Third, he must be an adult. Next, should be a conscious person. Next is being a free man, not a slave. Next is should not have engaged in the immorality and great sins. The last is should not be in the state of ihram. Now let's see what are the conditions for witnesses. The first condition is they should be knowledgeable of the language in which the nikah agreement is done. The second is they should not of impaired eyesight, deformity of speech or hearing. So these are the conditions for a witnesses. At last, I would like to introduce the greeting of the wedding which has been instructed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Barakallahu lakuma wa baraka alaykuma wa jama'a bainakuma fil khair. I hope you would have benefited out of this lesson.